Now, let's read paragraph number 5. But there is something that I must say to my people. That is very important because it is an answer to the question in your exercise. But there is something that I must say to my people who stand on the warm threshold. Warm means, hot. Threshold, the entrance of any house or the entrance of a door. So warm threshold means difficult beginning. Difficult beginning. He means to say that he says to the people that they are going to get their rightful place. They are going to get their desired rights, who stand, but they have many difficulties. In the beginning, they have many difficulties, they will suffer many hardships. So that is why he is going to remind them. But there is something that I must say to my people who stand on the warm threshold, means a very difficult beginning, which leads into the palace of justice. Now you see, if they have started their efforts, the beginning might be very, very difficult, very hard time they might pass through. But the thing is that they are going toward their palace of justice. The beginning is very difficult, but at last they will achieve their main destination. They will achieve their purpose, and they will get to their rightful place. Palace, do you know? A place or the house of what? Of the king, that is known as palace. Symbolically, metaphorically, he used palace of justice. Okay? So the beginning is very difficult. He is going to remind the people that the beginning of this this protest, the beginning of this struggle is very difficult, but at the end they will get to the palace of justice. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Guilty means shamefaced. Wrongful deeds. Wrongful means unlawful. Do you know? Guilty, shamefaced. Wrongful means unlawful. He means to say that in achieving these goals, they should not commit any kind of unlawful deeds. Deed means actions. So, guilty, he means to say that the people, means the black people, should not be guilty of any unlawful deed in gaining their rights. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst. He means to say that the Negro should not quench, should not satisfy, should not relieve their thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness. Cup of bitterness means hatred. Cup of bitterness means hatred. Indignation, hatred. Cup of bitterness means hatred. He means to say that they should not keep in their breast, in their chest, in their mind, hatred for white people. For whom? For the government. Rather they should what? Thirst for freedom means that their thirst, their desire for getting freedom. We must, by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred, they should not be what? They should not hate anybody while they are going to quench their thirst of justice. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane, high level. Plane means level, high plane of dignity and discipline. He means to say, he said to the people who were assembled at that time, he said to them that they should satisfy their thirst of justice not by hatred, by any kind of indignation, by any kind of violence. Rather, they should continue their effort, their struggle with discipline and with the high level of dignity. Respect dignity, respect discipline. We must not allow our creative process. He means to say, now he is calling his protest as creative protest. Creative protest to degenerate. Degenerate means to deteriorate, to come down, to decline. Niche ana, past hona, zawal ana. Not our creative protest to degenerate into physical violence. He means to say that their peaceful creative Protest should not turn into what? Physical violence, physical oppressiveness, physical cruelty. Force with soul force, physical violence, again and again, we must rise to the majestic heights. Majestic means glorious, great. Heights of meeting physical violence with soul force. So he means to say that they should conquer the physical violence with soul force, with love and affection. Soul force means love and affection. Now you see, he was against any kind of violence. Martin Luther King was against any kind of violence. He wanted to get their rights in peaceful manner. That is why he is telling the assembled people at Washington DC that they should do what? That they should meet. They should meet physical violence with soul force, means with love and affection. They should conquer. They should conquer hatred with love. The marvelous new militancy which has engulfed Negroes community must not lead to what? Lead to a distrust. Now you see, the new marvelous means great, means surprising. Militancy, do you know? It means to say that militancy, use of force. Militancy means use of force, which has engulfed the Negro community. Engulf means to swallow. Means the new militancy, the new use of force, the new wonderful use of force against Negroes that has engulfed, that has swallowed, that has destroyed. The Negro community must not lead us to distrust of all white people. He means to say that any kind of use of force against the Negroes, that should not, means that kind of behavior, demeanor should not lead Negroes to be what? To be distrustful against all the white people. Rather, they should trust white people. For many of our white brothers, as evidence is testified, by their presence here today. Now you see in those black people who were assembled at Washington DC, there were also white people. So that is why he is going to refer to them as well, that they should not develop a kind of hatred against the white people, because the white people were also with them at that moment at New York, Washington DC. So he refers to those white people who were assembled over there at that time. Okay, so he asked the Negro people that they should not develop any kind of distrust or any kind of hatred against the white people, because the white people are also with them, and they are present. Their presence in itself justifies. Their presence in itself justifies that they are with the black people. Come to realize, present here today, have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny, and their freedom is. Now you see, Martin Luther King says that those white people who are present at that time, at that great mob at Washington DC, their presence justifies or testifies that they are with us, and their luck, their fate are related. They are connected with our luck. Their destiny are connected with our destiny. Is inextricably bound to our freedom. He means to say that their freedom is bound to our freedom. He means to say that they are interrelated, interconnected, inextricably that interconnected. We cannot walk alone. He means to say that black and white people cannot, means they walk alone. We cannot walk alone. They cannot be separated. They will always be integrated. They cannot walk alone. Rather, they should walk together. They should walk together. So the white people who were present over there at that specific moment, Martin Luther King was delivering his famous speech. So he says that their presence in this great gathering in itself is an evidence. It testifies their luck are interconnected with our luck. I hope that you have understood translation and words meaning thank you and have a nice day ahead.